So hey, we are in the UPBA, and I gotta be honest, I didn't even know what it stood for like seconds ago, but I just saw that the Discord explains it. So we are in the Unified Pokemon Battlers Association. Yes, that is a name. Anyways, we were invited by Aqua, and yeah, we're in it, and I'm already out of words and I only started talking. It's crazy. Anyways, this is a draft analysis, and the last time I just showed the whole team and then went through it pick by pick, but you would already see the whole team. But this time I was like, yeah, let's do it the other way around this time. We're going pick by pick. The only thing that's important that I gotta mention is it's kinda semi-Ubers. So like there were like 15, 16 coaches, but there are also 15 to 6, like about 16 Ubers to pick from. Like some very good, like Magirna, Reshiram, and some barely Uber, or like you can count them as Uber and also cannot count them as Uber, like Urshifu Single Strike as an example. Yeah, we were pick 14. No, we were not pick 14, would have been epic, but we were pick 13, almost 14. So we did not get the Uber I wanted. Gotta be honest, I wanted like basically any Uber. I don't know if I count Lando I as an Uber, like it does a lot of damage with sheer force, but yeah, I'm not so sure about it. But I gotta say, I picked it like once before in some NetDex Showdown League, and it was like good in every matchup, and it just felt super strong. So I was like, okay, gonna give Lando I a chance here in Ubers and in Wi-Fi, and carry me, got all the good stuff. Well, doesn't have all the good stuff, but I mean, you know what Lando does, and you know what moves it gets. Like it has good utility, Stealth-Rock, Defog, knockoff, U-turn stuff. You have sheer force, life up damage, of power spam. You have setup moves like Calm Mind. You have Rock Polish. You have Sword Stance. You have, I wanted to say Geomancy, no, but you don't have Geomancy, but you have Gravity. I mean, very, very easy to confuse those two, obviously, here. But yeah, it's a good special breaker, good 101 speed tier. I mean, not the one I wanted for first pick, but well, gotta take what's there. Then I was like, okay, I have a great special breaker. Why don't I get myself a great physical breaker? And there was a Darmchi, and I haven't used Darmchi before, and it was like, okay, this is the time to try it out. Just kill something with Darmchi, kill something with Lando, U-turn with both of them into the other for their counters, and just good stuff. I mean, Darmchi just Guerrilla Tactics, goes ham, or sometimes clicks Belly Drum, I guess, but probably very rarely. Yeah, let's just go to the next pick, Slowbro. Now, if you know me, you know that I like Slowking a lot more than Slowbro, but I already had Slowking in the TBL tournament at the same time that I drafted here, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna have the same one in 2 drafts, so I went for Slowbro instead of Slowking. There are people that say Slowbro is better than Slowking anyways, and I mean, it's always like higher rated than Slowking, but in my heart, Slowking definitely is better than Slowbro, but we will see. Slowbro definitely still a good mon, still obviously regenerated, teleport, future sight, trick room, yawn if you wanna support something. AV set really, really strong. Doesn't phase, doesn't have Dragon Tail, which is super sad, but it is okay, it is okay. Anyways, yeah, Slowbro just very solid defensive mon. Everyone knows what it does. Great mon. Then we have P2, and I gotta say, another mon I have not used before, but I have used PZ a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean like 2-3 times. But I guess that's kinda a lot. Like 3-4 times maybe. And Porygon Z always was really good. And every time I was like, okay, Porygon 2 could have maybe even been better. Cause yeah, PZ has better setup moves, has way more special attack, has adaptability. But I was always, for one part, missing the bulk, obviously. But for the second part, missing Trace as an ability. Trace is actually huge, in my opinion. Also, it's another teleport pivot. I wanted another teleport pivot. To be honest, I didn't plan on picking Porygon 2 at this point. I wanted Tangrowth, but I think it got sniped, or I like I wanted it, but I didn't want to pick it here. No, I'm pretty sure I wanted Tangrowth and it got sniped. Because I just wanted double regen. But I mean, Tangrowth Slowbro is not as good as a combo as Tangrowth Slowking, I would say, but still. Anyways, we got P2. Phenomenal bulk. Still not passive because it still has 105 special attack, has decent coverage moves. I mean, it has bolt beam coverage, what more do you want? It can teleport, it can recover. Well, 105 special attack with download boost is really not weak. Anyways, then the crazy thing happened. Crazy thing. I am exaggerating here. But the other draft, they picked Ditto. And I was like, okay, I really wanted Ditto in an Ubers format because I'm like, copy their Uber. Easy win. What can they do? GG. I mean, I love Ditto. It's a great one, in my opinion. Especially when it's not Scarf. But yeah, Scarf is like the most common set, obviously. But non-Scarf Ditto, really strong, in my opinion. Anyways, the other draft picked Ditto and I was like, okay, I can't wait. I need Ditto. I need Ditto in my life, in an Ubers draft. I need it. I picked it. Pick 5. Like, it's not that crazy early, but it's also, I think I could have gone later, but I didn't want to risk it after the other draft. Drafted Ditto. Just copy all the good ones. Deter your opponents from clicking any setup moves. Good times. Anyways, I looked at the board and I was like, okay, a lot of the Ubers are scary, yeah. What about Sun? What about Sun? I've already heard people say, yeah, but nobody drafts Sun in Ubers. Well, basically all the Ubers are steel types, and when I say all the Ubers are steel types, I know that I'm wrong. It's only Magearn and Solgaleo. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't remember why, but I was like, Sun is the play here. I mean, Torkoal, good on its own already, I think. For 8 points, debatable if you don't pick Sun, but not bad, not bad. Still has Stealthrock, Rapid Spin, Utility, Sun, even if you don't have abusers, is fun to just have. But yeah, my other thought was, yeah, I can Weather Wall with Landorus to have a fire move. That will definitely come up a lot. Yeah, that's not a very specific thing. Definitely not, believe me. Anyways, then I was like, okay, I need a fairy. I want the dark type. I want some form of priority. There's a Grimmsnarl. Why don't you just take the Grimmsnarl? Easy. I can cripple opposing foes. I can screen if I want to. I can also just play an offensive set, like set up Grimmsnarl or just choice band Grimmsnarl or something. Like especially with Trick. Like choice band with Trick. That's a good set, in my opinion at least. Anyways, I felt the typing fits perfectly. The support role fits like not perfectly, but it kinda fits. It fits good enough that I think that Grimmsnarl is a solid pick. Also, no, I'm gonna say that at the end. Anyways, okay, still had a few points left. I knew that I wanted some Sun abuses with my Torkoal, yeah, but I was like, nobody's picking 10-point Venusaur, and probably nobody's picking Charizard. More likely that somebody picks Charizard, to be honest, for 5 points. But Venusaur for 10, I was like, no one. Without Sun, there's no way. So I looked at the bottom, like what low tier mons can I get that actually provide value and can actually be brought in some matchups. And then there was a Berserker. I was like, okay, Berserker. It is slow, yes. It is not that bulky, yes. But it has decent coverage, good abilities, decent attack stat. It's like, okay, it's better than trash steel types. It felt better to me than most 1 or 2 pointers. And I was like, okay, I can go for some value Berserker. I think it's a good pick. I still believe it's a good pick. Anyways, afterwards I was like, okay, I'm not 100% sure what like the last 2 mons other than my Charizard and Venusaur are. And the Charizard could get sniped by somebody because there were a few people who didn't have a fire type yet. So I was like, okay, I can go Charizard here and then think about what I want for the rest later. Like I had some ideas, but they were very not, what did I want to say? They were not congruent, that's the right word. I'm not sure they were not, you know what I mean. I had no exact ideas. So I picked up Charizard here. Obviously super strong, Sun Sweeper, solar power, fire moves in the sun, just smack things, especially if you're like Specs or Life Orb. with like Weather Ball, Solar Beam, Scorching Sands. That combination of 3 moves, what switches into this? Like even if you're an Uber, I don't care, you don't switch into this. Like you just don't. Yeah, but I mean that's just Charizard and Sun, everybody knows that. I mean it has the problem then if you're running specs, you're not running boots. And in general my team very hazard weak, I know. I'll get to that. And then I picked Venusaur. Why did I pick Venusaur here? Even though I was like, nobody's gonna pick Venusaur? Because I had no idea what I wanted to do for my last 0 to 2 slots. Because I think the draft was 10 to 12 months. I think 12 months is actually way too much for a team. But I went for 12 months anyways. But yeah, that's life. Anyways, Venusaur, Sunsweeper, Weather Ball and some just growth and some chlorophyll. What do I wanna say? Like, I can imagine myself bringing Venusaur without Sun a few times even, because I actually like Venusaur in general, even for like almost never pick it. Like it kinda always feels bad, but it also always feels good. It's one of those weird middle mons for me. Anyways, Venusaur with Torkoal, Suncore, yeah. Then for the last 2 months I'm just gonna put them here. Jolteon and Surfetched. Now, I was like, okay, I need priority, definitely. I have Grimmsnarl. Good priority, but no offensive priority. Does Grimmsnarl get Sucker Punch? Probably. I'm not even sure at this point, but doesn't even matter. I want offensive priority. Looked at the table, Surfetched. I can first impression, coolest move ever. 90 base power priority. That's perfect. I mean, only on the first turn, but let's just disregard that. Anyway, Surfetched, good physical breaker. I wanted a fighting type, or like, didn't feel like I need a fighting type because things like Lando really hard punish steel types, and ice types I don't think I care about with my Suncore, and yeah, rock types I don't care about either. And yeah, I wasn't feeling like I need a fighting type, but I wanted a fighting type or something with prior or something that also breaks, that isn't maybe that fast, that kind of fills a lower speed gap. But yeah, Surfetched, Coolmon. The duck, perfect. Also, 2 ducks, Surfetched plus Porygon 2. Anyways, I'm totally distracting myself from... Never mind. Anyways, also Jolteon, which doesn't matter for this thing, but Jolteon is such a rabbit. I'll go into this more as well. Anyways, Jolteon, fast mon. My fastest mon before was Landorus with 101. I mean, I have the Chlorophyll Venusaur, so like you could say I have a very fast mon already. But I wanted some mon with over 100 base speed, with like 130 plus if possible, but not necessarily. And I saw the Jolteon and I picked the Jolteon. I also wanted an electric type. Electric type's always nice. And Jolteon as an electric type with Weather Ball in Sun kinda doesn't have that many switch-ins. Like, yeah, I don't always have Sun up, obviously, and I won't be bringing Sun every time. But I think Jolteon in Sun is actually scarier than one may think. In general, Jolteon that can use some sort of Weather Ball is actually a really decent one in my opinion. And you still have like all the EV supporting moves. You have Yawn, you have Wish, you have Baton Pass in case you don't want a Volt Switch on a ground type, but also you don't want a hard switch. Anyways, Jolteon is a good one. That's just yeah. Anyways, those draft slides were provided to me, but there's one slide that I made myself that may be the thumbnail for this video, or may not, depending on if I want to spoil in the thumbnail or not. And that is this, cause Jolteon. Jolteon just looks like a rabbit. The ears are just rabbit ears. I mean, that is just the truth. You can't tell me otherwise. So I was like, okay, you know how they say they multiply like rabbits? They breed like rabbits? Bam, there's a lot of Jolteon on the screen. Also, I really love shiny Pokemon. Like, I don't know what it is, but I really like to play shinies. Unless I think the base form looks significantly better, or well, yeah. I just like shiny Pokemon. So I will most likely play all my mons shiny that can be legal shiny, and I think that's all of them. I don't even know what I wanted to say as well. Oh yeah, you can count how many Jolteon there are if you want. And you can see if you can find all Pokemon in general. It's not as hard as some draft stream slides. Like it's very easy to just count the Jolteon on this slide, because I made it so that you can see at least the eyes of every Jolteon. So they are very easy to spot, to be honest. And I mean, you can actually, even without counting, just guess how many there are and you will probably be right. Anyway, let's hope we can win some games. Let's hope Lando is the Uber of our dreams that can pull stuff off. Pull stuff off. Does that even make sense? Doesn't really make sense. Well, to pull some. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This draft analysis is such trash. What am I doing? I think it's the 12-month format that's just killing me. It is just destroying my insights. But Wolf, you could have just drafted 10 months instead of 12. Yes, I could have. But I didn't feel like I should have. Because I think my team is, as always, a bit more on the weird side. It has a bunch of modes, or like, let's just call them modes, and strategies mishmashed into one, but I think it works well. I think for all the strategies that are there, there's enough stuff to actually support them. But I mean, the team obviously isn't perfect. My team is never perfect. Like, I don't have a dragon type. I don't have... Yeah, my team is super hazard weak. All my teams are always super hazard weak. And I still like never bring rapid spin or defog to any of my games, even if I could play it with like no downside, but I'm like, no, I just won't. Like, I probably will, but I just do it so rarely. It's so weird because I know that boots are a good item, but I still very rarely use them. But I also very rarely draft a team that doesn't care about hazards, and I also very rarely use rapid spin or defog. So I'm always hazard weak and hazard stack weak. Yeah, and I lose most games that my opponent just hazard stacks. Crazy, crazy. But maybe we will be better this time. I mean, we have a bunch of defoggers. We have Surfetch defog, we have Charizard defog, we have Lando defog, we have Torkoal rapid spin. So, or we can just play boots on everything. So maybe this time we are not hazard weak. We will be hazard weak, believe me. Look at this team and tell me it's not hazard weak. It is hazard weak. But I will just stop with that now. Anyways, most important thing, UPBA is starting. There will be a battle each week. There will also be streams on the UPBA channel every Monday evening, or Monday evening-ish. Well, depends on which time zone you're in, obviously. And also all the coaches and the Discord and the YouTube channel and the Twitch channel will all be linked in the description anyways. So check that out. Like, check all of the coaches out, check the Discord out, check literally anything out. Because why not? Why not? Also check the Twitter out. I heard there's a Twitter, or like I heard they wanna repost videos on a Twitter, so I just assumed there is a Twitter. And I even think I already saw the Twitter, but I just forgot about it. But yeah, check that out as well. And yeah, let's just have fun this season and try to win some games.